with spring on its way and weather warming up a little bit and a few more fish moving about, the bait up feeder is going to play a part to a lot of feeder anglers' armoury. So here at Bennett Sports we've got several different sorts, lots to choose from these great big Garbolino ones, which they do in different sizes as well. Obviously these ones are through right the way through, there's no caps or anything on them, so you can put loads of ground bait in with them, or you can put some ground bait, put some chopped worm, casters, maggots, corn, whatever in the middle, and then wedge some more on the other end. This one's got a bit of weight if you want to chuck a bit further, a bit heavy into it. These ones are capped, so they're ideal for particles. So you like dynamite mixed particles, a lot of people use. I tend to use that on the used quite a bit. Again, corn, dead maggot, anything you like really, anything you want, kickstart your swim off. Or during your session, your match or your pleasure session, you can put a bit of extra bait in. If it dies off, bring the bream back or tench back. So we do those in different sizes. They're Garbolinos, they're really nice, they are. Just you can vary with the weights on the bottom of them, I like that. And then you've got the ones that I've been using, which again are a basket weighted one, and they are in 45 gram, which is the biggest one, and then 28 gram, which is the little bit smaller. So again, they're great for putting particles out. Then Nitro do this little one, which is really smart. So that is, what's that? It's 18 grams. So if you just want to sneak a bit of bait in without spooking the shoal, if you want to use these ones first, and you want to top up, the little Nitro ones, really nice, beautifully made, you know, front loaded, so casts really well. So these are your sort of your bait up feeders. Guru got one coming out, and it's similar to the one they had before. They used to do in a dual pack, now they're doing singularly. So they're doing small, medium and large in varying weights, I think 30 grams and whatever. And also in the Guru range is their bait up window feeders. Now these are nice if you want to put lots of chopped worm and things like that and dead maggot. You fill it up, cover the front with a bit of ground bait and just push it in there with your thumb, and front loaded, as you can see, they cast like a bullet, so real big long chucks. This sort of one would suffice. Then you've got the ends on one, which is a similar one. This is the biggest one they do, like 60 grams already without what you're putting in it. So you know, you want some serious gear to chuck them, but also they do them smaller as well. So a lot in the range. Then you've got these are the ICS bait up feeders, so they come on the stems. I don't know if you can quite see that in there, Kaylee, but there's a stem there which you would put your method feeder on, your pellet feeder, your banjo feeder, or just your bomb, and you want to introduce a bit of bait. You can take that off, the tail rubber off, slide it up like you would do all the other system, and then slide one of them on. So they do them two different sizes, a medium and a large. Both of them are 20 grams. So they are just a small selection of the amount of bait up feeders we've got. We've still got some of the original Preston ones, which are literally just just made of plastic. So they're just a cylinder of plastic with some weight or whatnot. So we've still got a few of those left. Now, for chucking these feeders about, you've got to be careful. So you've got to be thinking about what gear you're using. So a lot of the companies have bought bait up feeders, rods, bait up feeder rods, get it right. So you've got, there's just a few, there's several more. It's like Drenanacolite bait up rod, that's that one. Then you've got the Enzon bait up rod. They do that in a 13 and a 12. That's a 13, that one. So that's a good one as well. And then you've got the Preston one, bait up extreme. So most of them, well, they are nearly all of them are 12 foot. There's some Free Spirit ones there somewhere as well. And then this one is Nitro. They've got a really nice one out as well. See, this is what you're looking for. It's got 180 casting weight, 180 grams in casting weight. So you want something that's not going to, you know, smash your quiver tips and things like that. Your rods, a lot of the rods you use nowadays are man enough, but if not, you know, you need something like this. So if you're especially if you're chucking a lot of distance, so you can get your measuring sticks out and measure up against where you're fishing, and then you can just pick that rod up with a decent sized reel on. It doesn't have to be expensive. These are not expensive. These are good money. And then you can do a couple of ways. Of doing it. Well, there's 3 ways of doing it. How I do it is I just fish heavy line, because I'm not chucking great distances on the great ooze. And Roswell pits and places like that, I'm not chucking great distances like some of these lads are nowadays. So I just use a 10-pound mainline. Doesn't make no difference to me. It's not affected like using a smaller diameter to get a further cast. But you've also got some of these sorts of things. So you've got bait up braids. So that will take us £30. That is. That's a Guru one, very popular. All high vis as well, so you can see which one's your bait up braid. And there's a nitro one, and there is the Drennan Acolyte braid. So there are other ones as well. So you can just use that straight through to the bait up setup and chuck them out, or you can use your line that's maybe a bit lighter, so it casts a bit better, or your braid that's a bit lighter, and then you can cast off of a shock leader. So it's just a couple of options here. So you've got the Matrix Submerge, and you've got the Shield, the shock leader from Guru. So that one's a £12. They also do it in a bit less, and that one's a £10. And they again do it in varying breaking strains. So you're casting off of this heavy line so you don't crack off. That's your problem. You don't want to be cracking off. So bait up feeding, it is, I mean, you put a load of bait in to start with and then fish it out, and if you want to top up a bit more you can. There's several ways. You let it get to the bottom and then you just shake it out. You don't have to go like this, because all that does is flies the feeder across the bottom, feeds somewhere else in your swim. You just lift it up, just shake it out, and deposit the food on the bottom, ready to fish over. And then also you can have in shallower water, if you want to create a cloud, you can do like we do on ewes. We let it, say you've got a count of 8 to your bottom, you could go down to count 6, shake it out there so you get a big spread. Or in shallower water, if you want to create a cloud, you can literally let it hit the surface and shake it out again. Don't go like this, because that's no good at all. You want to shake, you feel it out, you'll feel the feeder empty, and then come to the surface and back out again, and you're in again. So you can put a lot of feed in accurately. So when you're using a lot of people can use a ground bait catapult, and they're really accurate with it and that. But you don't tend to see that much nowadays. You do in the big drains of the fens and whatnot. You do that, but a lot of time you've got the accuracy of this, because like I say, you can stick up with your measuring sticks and you're exactly in the right place each time. So the bait up feeder, spring's coming, fish want a bit of feed. Now's the time when people are going to start using these. So have a look on our website, or come and have a word in store with any of us in here, and we can set you up with some decent bait up feeders so you can get plenty of bait in there for the fish that want feeding this time of the year. Alright, so yeah, that's bait up feeding in a nutshell. Cheers.